I need to modify this loader. The biggest issue with it is that I had no idea what I was doing when I made it, and because of that, this is as low as the loader arms will go. I have bought a bucket for this, and this bottom pin, the pivot pin, is at 32 centimeters roughly, and the top of the quick attach plate is at 60 centimeters. The problem with that is that the bucket I have bought, I think it came off a small compact tractor, I'm not sure. The total height of the bucket is 38 centimeters. So now with the pivot pin at 32 centimeters, that's there roughly, that will make no sense when I try to install this. The quick attach plate would come up to here somewhere. So I need to make the quick attach plate lower. I need to lower the entire loader arms. There are a few issues with that. The main thing is that the cross member for the tilt cylinder barely clears the exhaust. This is 10 millimeters of clearance here. So I cannot just cut away the brackets for the lifter arms and move them forward in order to drop the loader. I would also need to move this cross member forward to clear the exhaust. That would again make issues with the angle of the attachment plate, and also when dropping the loader arms, the attachment plate comes backwards. So I have tried removing the cylinders and see how far, and remove the cylinders and the exhaust and see how far I can drop the arms, and I just get a few centimeters before the plate goes behind the tires basically. So I have scratched my head a bit, and I think that the easiest and best solution is to just cut the loader arms straight off and weld in a piece of pipe, the same square tubing that I have used. I've done some measurement. I took out these pins, moved the entire loader arm forward, and I figured 45 millimeters will give me enough length to drop the plate almost 20 centimeters. That would make a huge difference. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cut it straight off, and a straight cut, and weld in a new piece. Of course I could, what it's called, fishtail cut it, diagonal cut, and all kinds of fancy things, but this is 60 by 60 by 6 millimeters, and it is way strong for anything this machine will ever do. So to keep it simple, I'm just gonna cut it straight off. That might not be the best attachment point. That's better. So I have moved the loader forward very roughly 4.5 centimeters. 4.5 centimeters. I moved it forward, and this pin was at 33 centimeters. Now it's 19. And this, it looks like I can still clear the tires. Maybe that is good. Maybe that is what I need. It just barely reaches, but that's good enough. Okay. Okay, so I have attached one of the lift cylinders. So this is the new all the way down. The cross member clears the exhaust. I probably need to cut off this 90 degree and turn it straight down. Maybe I'll do that. But the plate clears the tires just barely. I was planning to install tire chains on this thing, but I've decided not to do that. I don't really need it. I'm planning to use a snowblower on this. And by using the blower, I don't need the traction to push a plow or anything like that. I also have tiled floor in the garage, and I don't want to use tire chains here. So the top of the quick attach plate was at 60. So I moved it to 47. And the pins were at 32, and now they are at 19. So I moved them down 13, maybe 13 centimeters. So that means that the pivot point on the bucket something like that. It's still a bit higher than I would like to, but I think that's the best I can do without redoing the entire loader, and I don't want to do that. I've already spent too much time and too much money on this to do that. So yeah, that looks a lot better. It bothered me that the loader arms would stick up so far when it was in the all the way down position. I like this a lot better. I've angled these out a bit so it's easier to now we just need to weld the lock plates. They're supposed to go under there, so oh, I need to cut off a bit more here, I think. Okay, not the end of the world. Safety.